Hi, so my name is Bailey, and I have June 14th, which is a Sunday, off, no working, and I also have Monday off. I thought it would be fun to film a video of me talking about my artistic process and kind of my thoughts and feelings around art, and then also trying to finish my whips and kind of just take the next day and a half to make a video with a little bit of a refresh because I haven't filmed anything in a long time, and I've been thinking just a lot of big thoughts about making stuff, and so I wanted to try and see how much I could finish for 2 whips. I've been working on the top sole, and I'm literally just stuck back and forth in stockinette, and then I have to make the ties, and then I block it, and I'm done. It's a really cute pattern. I think it'll be really, really nice for summer because it's half cotton and half linen. I'm literally just stuck in stockinette. And then the second one is a test knit I'm doing. I think her username is 22.444 hertz. I'll have to find it and post it on the screen, but she picked me for a test knit for her skirt pattern, so it's gonna kind of look a little bit weird right now because of the needles, but if you can see, it's got this crazy, if you can kind of see it through the holes. I'll post a photo too, but it's a 6-paneled skirt where there's 6 panels of stockinette and then there's 6 panels of this really funky lace, and I have already used around 3 balls of Aunt Lydia's crochet thread in size 5, I think, or maybe size 3, dying inside because there's so much yarn. And I know Aunt Lydia's crochet thread, there isn't as much yarn as you'd think there would be on those balls, but the fact that I'm already on my 3rd one and I'm not even halfway done, I'm like, ooh, everyone take a deep breath, because it's supposed to be a maxi skirt. I don't think I'll finish it tomorrow. That's not the plan to finish it tomorrow, but the plan for this video is to dedicate a bunch of time towards finishing the project and just to sort of get the whip out of the way. It's been super gloomy outside, so I feel like the sun is fading. But regardless, I bought yarn, and so I want to share the yarn that I bought and kind of talk about why I bought yarn if I have whips in progress, works in progress. And so part of why is because I feel like it's fuel where I need to finish what I have before I can even touch this. I got 3 different types of yarn for 3 different projects. I got the Ultra Alpaca Light by Barocco, but it's this cool charcoaly gray kind of color because I love giving gifts and also because I like the idea of a process. And the next one I got is Malabrigo sock yarn in the color Sympatia. I've never bought sock yarn before, but it is this gorgeous, very funky, muted blues and greens and purples, and I feel if I was a yarn, I would be this yarn. But I think I'm looking for more of a delicate sock that's got some cables or some holes or something like that. So this is what I got that for. And then my last purchase, I got the Juniper Moon Farms Zoe yarn, but it's Zoe stripes. So it's this funky blue color, blue and white. And I absolutely love working with Juniper Moon Farms Zoe. I love working with Zoe yarn. I am currently working on the top sole with Zoe, but I absolutely love working with this. It's 60% cotton, 40% linen. It's such a fun, easy breezy fabric. Barocco, I really like Barocco. I really like Juniper Moon Farms, and I'm becoming a Malabrigo girly as well. So all of that to say that I'm really, really excited. So I have finished my 3rd ball of yarn for the Godet skirt, and this is just oh, hi there. This is the skirt so far. You can't really see anything in this lighting, but I've got maybe 10 or 11 inches of work. The fact that this is only 3 balls of yarn and it's supposed to be a maxi length skirt kind of makes my heart break a little bit. So I told myself that what I was going to do is just take a break once I finished the 3rd ball of yarn. I've got this much string left, so I'm gonna wait. I'm going to jump into the top sole, try and knit a few more inches on that, because I don't think I'm gonna run out of that 2nd ball of yarn that I've been using for that top. And then once I get a little bit bored with stockinette, I will connect another ball of crochet thread and then keep going. Don't knit with crochet thread. I was searching all around Ravelry trying to find out why people don't do it. And I know now why people don't do it, because it takes 7 million trillion years to do anything. Okay, so my kitchen's kind of dirty. But I just did something that I absolutely hate doing. It's my least favorite part of knitting. I would much rather weave in ends for the rest of my life than have to take a like sewing needle, like tapestry needle, and go through and take something off of my knitting needles. This is the top sole. I loved doing this. It was the first time I had done a pattern where it required you to break yarn like 40,000 times. It's supposed to be a little bit of a vest, and then like halfway down it like connects, and I think it goes down to like right here. Like I think I measured it perfectly to be right where most of my bras sit in the middle, so that way when I tie, it'll tie over and be completely hidden. So let's go. But I've never used Zoe yarn before. I've never knit with linen yarn before, and so as much as I love working with it when it's dry, I wanted to block it because I'm about at 15 inches, and the size that I'm knitting, I need to get to 15.75 inches, and so I really want to try and block it first and see what we're dealing with before I add any more length, because if I block it and I get to 15.5, then we're good, and I can add that 1/4 inch of length and then do the Icelandic bind off, which I've never done before, so I'm curious to see how that is. But I've heard that linen like grows and holds water like a lot, so my plan is to block it, see where we're at, try and figure out and pin everything I need to pin. It's a big bowl. Okay, I might have added too much water. I usually steam block everything. The joy of working with natural fibers is that I get really breathable things, but that they don't melt when you have a steamer, so, you know. I want to make sure that it'll fit the way that I want it to, but I'm also like sick and tired of knitting stockinette, so I'm kind of doing this because I'm bored. But like, it's for a cause, so I think it's okay. This yarn is so beautiful. Here, let me. It like goes between like a really, really white cottony bit and then like a looser, smaller sort of linen-y bit, which I love, and that's why I love working with this yarn. I think some people wouldn't like the change in thicknesses, but I just enjoy working with this yarn, and it's so light and breathable. It's like super humid and hot and gross, and it's like 90 degrees, and you walk outside and you're instantly like, oh wow, that's such a pretty color. I feel like you can tell how much more tan, I don't know if you can see that, but like it just feels so much more tan than like just like stark white like it has been. I live in the American Southeast, and so it's just like unbelievably hot all the freaking time. And like I can walk out in a 100% cotton t-shirt and jeans and like jean shorts and immediately be like super sweaty, super gross, like sticky, nasty. It's just like nothing can save me from the humidity. So I'm hoping that by making things out of this yarn and by making like more of like the Zoe stripe yarn, that I'll find that like this is a cool yarn for the summertime. Today alone, I have had to like change into different shirts just because it's like, oh nope, even though this shirt is like super easy and breathable, it's now stuck to my body. And I love Wilbur a lot, but we have been working on going potty outside, not going potty inside. And we go out like every, like maybe 5 or 6 times a day because he's still a puppy, and you can definitely feel it like a lot. I'm going to roll this in a towel and pin it. I'm not fully done adding pins yet, but this is what she's looking like. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, I feel one of the things I want to work on is my stitch definition, and I feel like, or not even my stitch definition, but just like making sure that my tension is normal throughout. And I feel like sometimes because the yarn is so thin, like you have certain rows that just look a little bit funky. Like right here is one of them. There's a few around on the back side, you can definitely tell. Maybe not so much on the front, but I have a couple things I want to do today. I have to go to American Eagle to pick up a package. I would like to get at least 2 or 3 inches on the Go Day skirt, which is a pretty ambitious goal. I want to try and see if I can clean up this room even a little bit. I want to try on the vest after it's done being blocked and like mid-project block and see where we're at. One of the things, and the reason why I'm finishing my whips, is because to me, I feel like I need to have a finished object to be like, here is my proof that I am an artist. Like, here's the proof. I usually am trying to focus on the journey over the destination, but that kind of goes out the window when it comes to art for me, where I'm like, no, I have to have the destination to prove that I did the journey. And I think a lot of people who aren't artists need that physical end result to understand what you're doing. But if you are an artist, like if you knit or crochet for an example, like all the half finished projects, all of the gauge swatches, that is work. And that is like something dedicated towards a goal. I'm very quick to like count myself out as like an artist, and I don't want to do that. And so I think as I'm like working through this, like what kind of art do I want to make? I want to get better at art. Like I would love to make a sticker sheet one day. I don't know if I would ever do a snail mail club. I'm definitely not there, but like the idea of like having like a regular cadence and like a almost like creating a homework assignment for myself of like, no, you have to like create an illustration, whether it be digital or physical that you did then digitize. Like I just always like wanted to make art, and I feel like I don't need to justify it. I want to make art and that's enough. With that, like the act of making art is in itself being an artist, but it's so weird to like actually have things to show. And like what I do a lot of the times is I will like rush to finish something very, very quickly. Like I have this, I don't know where it is, but I have this little tapestry I made from a Walt Whitman quote that I absolutely love. But I made that like overnight, like zooming to finish. And I kind of feel like it is something I'm proud of, but I want to try and get better at making the ideas from up here translate into real life more often. And I've been getting better at ideating too. Like I have a really cool idea for a top that I want to make, but I kind of wanted to like get better at some of my thought processes and ideas. And I think I would love to make a pattern one day, but I don't know why. Like I can draw in my journal about the things I want to make, but when it comes to actually making them, I get super nervous. And so all of this ramble to say that I want to make art more and like reconfigure my relationship and how I look at my relationship with art, because art is not just a painting. Art is like me and the process that I did to make the painting. Alright, you guys, I finished it. Yay! Do you ever like finish a top and you're like, damn, look at me go? That's happening right now. I'm just so happy with it. I think it suits my style. I think it suits like, I don't know, sorry, there's a mirror right behind here, but I think it suits my style. I think it is something that I could really reach for, and like I tried it on without a tank top underneath and I kind of felt like it was a little bit too showy, but my second thought was, why don't I wear this as a bathing suit cover up like a top? And so I don't know, something about this makes me so unbelievably excited. I love the earth tones of the yarn. I love that it shows off a bit more, like as more of a v-neck. One thing that happens every summer, I guess two things that happen every summer, is you try on a pair of jean shorts that we wore last summer and there's a 50-50 shot if they'll fit. The other one is I feel like we all wear like big long sleeves and sweatshirts, and then I get into summertime and I'm like, oh, I have arms. So it's a little bit of a struggle, but I think it's one of those like transitionary things where it might not even be an insecurity. It might just be something that I'm not used to seeing as often, and that's kind of how I feel with this top. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I took the time to do like a block just in case to double check. I'm so happy that I didn't frog this. I don't know, there's just such a huge sense of like, yeah, I did that. And like I bought those jeans the other day that I was wearing when I initially tried them on, and I just feel like they fit so well with it. Here, one second. Look, you guys, I did that. So I'm just very, man, so happy. I've been trying to figure out how to like put this into words. Do you know when like you haven't read a book in a really long time because you can't will yourself to read? Like you have all this energy and this free time and you haven't found a book, and then you finally find a book that you want to read and you just inhale it? Or like writer's block or artist's block where you like do all this work and you feel like have all this creative energy in you, but you just like can't seem to like write enough or to get to the page or to be able to like draw or paint or anything like that. I feel like that's kind of how I've been feeling a lot recently, just with all of my knitting projects. And so that to be able to finish this and like say it's complete and that I finished this, like, I don't know, it doesn't fit perfect. It's not always going to fit perfect. There's a million things that I would do differently with this, but I got it off my needles and I'm going to hang it up in my closet and I'm going to pull for it all the time. And when I go out in public, I can say, yes, I made that. And when I go look at this video, I can say, yes, I made this video. And when I go look at my notes, I can look at all the really cool things that I learned in this process of making this top. So journey over destination, my friends, journey over destination. So, okay, here's the deal. This is my Godet skirt, and I was able to knit a whole inch last night. So, yippee! I did watch a bunch of episodes of reality TV, as we know, but she's getting kind of long, which is really exciting. I definitely am enjoying this pattern. It's one of the only alarming things to me is that I've never ever had pain while knitting before. Like, I guess maybe I should count myself lucky. With this project, I'm kind of starting to feel the effects of using a crochet thread to knit with. I am trying to just say like, hey, if I can get somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and an inch every day, that I'm good. And I've just been trying to stretch a lot more. I've never had pain while knitting before, so this is definitely like a new bridge for me to cross. She is right here. I don't know that I'm going to finish it in this video, and I think that's okay. While yes, I'm knitting it and I'm the one giving feedback and free labor, someone entrusted me with their pattern with hopes that I would like really and truly take like a careful, constructive feedback like eye to the pattern. And so I really want to make sure that I'm not screwing the pattern up and like jumping in too fast and trying to knit too fast, mostly because I think if I had an overuse injury from knitting, I would lose my mind. And also I want to give the time and effort to this pattern that is due. And I'm just really happy because I think that by pausing and like taking the time to like finish the projects I'm working on has definitely like recontextualized some things through me. Like I am able to make art and I just might make it a little bit slower. I still make good things and pretty things even if I put them down and pick them back up. Just because I put down a project doesn't mean it's a lost cause. There's some video ideas that I have brewing in my head that I'm really excited about and I want to continue to film, and I feel like slowing down a little bit and like taking the time to like recenter has definitely helped because I don't know. I know this sounds silly because I've only filmed like 2 videos up until this point, but I think that when you consume, there's like a pressure to keep making, and now I don't feel that. Like I want to make the things that I'm really proud of. Like I have a poetry inspired crochet video to do with Walt Whitman coming up. I just spent like maybe $70-80 on yarn to try and make my own design for the first time. It's like a moth inspired top, so there's a video for that coming as well. If you've been here this long, thanks for hanging in, and if you have any thoughts about like the artistic process, like how you make art, how you sustain yourself for long periods of time while making art, like just anything like that, like to keep the ball rolling rather than get stuck in the mud. If you have any tips and tricks, I would love to hear them, and I would love to hear about the projects you're working on too. So thank you so much for hanging out and watching this video, and I'm very thankful for you guys. I hope your day is good. I hope there's a sale on your favorite yarn, and I will talk to you soon.